Hi, this is Stacia, and I just wanted to share an interesting blitz game. This was an Evans Gambit, and I want to analyze and see if we can learn something from this game. So I was playing a 1700. Yeah, my blitz is actually over 1700, which I don't know why, but it is. E4, E5. I have three knight C6 and bishop C4. We have the Italian game. And after bishop c5, you can play this move b4. I actually think it's the fourth most common move. The main moves are c3. This is what the grandmasters play the most. You can also play castles. You can play d3. But I like this move b4. And then fifth most common is knight c3, which I actually don't recommend. But okay, b4. Bishop takes b4. And the point of Evans Gambit is we are gaining tempo on this bishop now, which has already moved twice. It's going to have to move again, and we are going to take the full center with d4. So they go back to a5, and now d4 takes. And here the main move is actually castles, but I really like this move, queen b3, because it gains a tempo by attacking f7. The downside, though, of this queen b3 thing is if black should move their bishop like to b6, knight a5 is annoying, so it has its downsides too. So after queen e7, which just protects f7, we now castle. And yeah, I think here definitely the best move is bishop b6 with the idea of knight a5. And in the main line, it actually goes c takes d4, and knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes, and here, oh no, our rook is attacked and trapped, but we just play knight to c3. And this is, I think, even though we're 2 pawns down, we have compensation. I'll see what the computer says about it. Yeah, it actually says black can play knight to f6, but this is still slightly better for white, believe it or not. So playable for sure. So in the game, though, they took here, which to me is super risky. So this is one of those situations where it's like, okay, how do we punish them? Because you can't just like grab all these pawns all the time. So d takes c3, definitely knight takes, of course. And I was wondering what they would play here. They decided to go with bishop takes, and after queen takes, go queen to f6. And this doesn't seem right to me, and I'll tell you why. You already placed your queen on e7, and you wasted a lot of time moving your bishop, right? So you can't really do like bishop c5, bishop takes, knight, and then trade off that piece that you invested 4 tempos in, and then invest 2 tempos on the queen. And the queen is not exactly safe on f6. It can get hit by e5. It can get hit by, who knows, bishop b2 or bishop g5. So when you get that far behind in development, then you're really asking for it. So that's kind of what happens this game. I play e5. Of course, we don't want to trade queens. I mean, I'm sure they were hoping for this, and now they have improved their development and my queen's off the board. I have 2 bishops, but I'm 2 pawns down. This should be okay for black, although I'm still worried for them. All right, but e5 in the game, and they went queen to g6. So here, I thought about bishop d3, and I thought about bishop a3, but I like the move that I went with, which is the move knight to g5. So obviously we want to put more pressure on f7, and the thing I like about this is it kind of forces knight h6. So they do play this, and now we can play bishop d3, tempo on the queen. And I thought, okay, well, maybe my queen can go to this other diagonal if needed. So they go queen h5, and yeah, that queen's running out of squares. Another thing I liked about it. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here. With the knight on g5, I took away the e6 square, so they have to go here. And the queen's a little misplaced, I would say. So now I think there's a lot of good moves for white. But I went with the most concrete one, at least in my opinion. Like, I can see the computer just wants like f4 or go h3 and then g4 and stuff like that. But I just went with this. Like, why not just discover attack g7. I really will take it because, I mean, just intuitively alone, I had a feeling that queen takes g7 must be good because white is like pretty much fully developed at this point and super active, and black is like not at all. So I had a feeling this would probably work. So I take the pawn, I take on g7, and okay, now we have to look at rook g8. So what would you play here? White to move. So it turns out there's two good moves here, but I really like mine. Now you can play knight to e4, and it's kind of the same idea that I had in the game, which is if they take, you bring the knight back and you do the fork. But I like mine even better because I played knight takes h7. I like this one even better. The point is the knight's actually protected. We won the h-pawn. And like, what do you do here as black? Like, it's really hard to figure out what to do. I mean, if they want to just move their queen away, then they have to maintain defense of the knight, but the knight's actually attacked. So you really can't move the queen away. So they thought forever here, and they took the queen. Okay, makes sense. But now I go here, check. They went king to f8, and now knight takes. Now the rook is attacked, and now you see this is like very winning. Because like, what do? You can't easily move the rook. The knight's attacked, the rook's attacked. And the only way to defend the rook really is to play knight f5, which is what they did. But now we just simply take it. It's just remove the defender. And I don't even take the rook here. I pin it with bishop h6. And this is definitely, we're winning lots of material here. And black resigned. So I hope you enjoyed this Evans Gambit game and learned something. And I'll be back with more chess. Okay, bye.